Most men don't lack motivation, they lack standards, and they hide behind excuses like, "I just don't feel like it today," as if feelings are meant to guide your destiny. Your comfort is killing your future. Every time you choose the easy path, you trade a piece of your potential for a moment of pleasure. And the worst part, you feel it. Deep down, you know. You know you're capable of more. You know you're playing small. And yet, you keep hitting snooze on your own greatness. This video isn't for the weak. It's for the 1% who are done negotiating with mediocrity. It's for the ones ready to become something more than just average with ambition. Because if you can learn to master one thing, just one thing, it's this: self-discipline. That's the skeleton key. The internal switch that turns chaos into clarity, laziness into leverage, and potential into power. And at the end of this video, I'll reveal a bonus mindset shift, one that flips everything you thought you knew about discipline upside down. Let's get into it. 1. Eliminate the option to quit self-discipline. Doesn't start with motivation. It starts with decisions made in advance. See, most people try to be disciplined while still giving themselves an escape route. That's like trying to burn fat while keeping cake in the fridge, just in case. You're only as committed as your options allow. When you give yourself the option to quit, your brain will take it, especially when things get uncomfortable. Think of ancient warriors burning their ships on the shore so there's no retreat. That's not drama. That's clarity. That's discipline forged in commitment. Discipline is not waking up and hoping you feel like working out. It's going to bed already decided. It's setting your alarm and putting your phone across the room, because future you can't be trusted in the heat of weakness. Want a real-world example? Years ago, I was trying to build a business while working full-time. I'd come home exhausted, brain-fried, body aching. The couch looked better than any opportunity, but I made a rule: no Netflix until I built something that day. And you know what happened? That rule rewired my identity, because every time I honoured it, I proved to myself that I was someone who follows through. That's what discipline really is, proof of identity. And when quitting isn't an option, following through becomes automatic. Let me ask you something. Where in your life have you left the escape hatch open? 2. Train through resistance, not around it. Discipline isn't built when things are easy. It's forged in fire. When your body aches, your mind resists, and every part of you screams, "Not today." But here's the truth no one likes. If you only move when it's easy, you'll never move far. Discipline is about training through resistance, not around it. That's where the transformation happens. Most people are obsessed with convenience. They want results without discomfort, success without sacrifice, strength without struggle. And that mindset is precisely why they stay stuck. Let me give you a real metaphor. Ever see a tree growing on the side of a cliff? Roots twisting into rock, reaching for sunlight, defying logic. That tree doesn't complain. It adapts. It grows despite the resistance. Because nature doesn't ask for comfort, it demands growth. The gym is the perfect example. You don't build muscle by lifting light weights forever. You grow by adding tension, by stepping into the burn, because pain is feedback that something's changing. Same with discipline. If it feels hard, good, that's the point. I used to hate cold showers, still do, honestly. But every morning I step into that freezing water not because I love it, but because it reminds me I control the day, not my emotions. Discipline is when you do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. So here's the test. Next time it's inconvenient, painful, or boring, do it anyway. And when your brain screams, "What's the point?" you answer, "This is the point." 3. Starve your weaknesses. Feed your standards. Self-discipline isn't just about doing the right thing. It's about cutting the crap that weakens you. Let's get brutally honest. If your environment is full of temptation, you're not undisciplined. You're unprepared. Discipline dies in distraction, in junk food cabinets, in toxic group chats, in the algorithm feeding you dopamine every 5 seconds. You say you want success, but you keep feeding the very habits that sabotage it. Here's a question that changed my life. Is this helping me or weakening me? Every action either fuels your greatness or your decay. One guy I knew was trying to quit drinking, but he kept going to bars to hang with the boys. Guess what happened? Yeah, he relapsed every damn time. Not because he was weak, but because he kept feeding his weakness and expecting strength to grow. That's not how it works. You don't rise by accident, you rise by audit. You need to cut the low-value garbage that dulls your edge. Replace scrolling with silence, replace gossip with goals, replace sugar with sweat, and replace people who drain you with people who demand more of you. Discipline isn't a grind, it's a cleansing. Strip away what weakens you, and what remains is power. Let me leave you with this. You don't need more motivation, you need fewer distractions. Starve what's soft, feed what's savage. 4. Make discipline your default, not your decision. Most people think discipline is something you decide every day. Wrong. That's like deciding every day whether or not you'll brush your teeth. No, you just do it. The key to long-term discipline is automation. You systemize the important so it stops relying on emotion. Here's the real danger. Every time you ask yourself, should I? You invite hesitation. And hesitation is the handshake of failure. Winners don't wake up and debate, they execute, because the rule is already written. I've got a rule. When my alarm goes off, I get up. No snooze, no debate, no second thoughts. That one rule changed my entire morning routine. You want to build a business? Don't ask yourself if you feel creative. Build a time block where creativity must show up. Want to get fit? Don't wonder if you feel like the gym. Put your gym clothes on the night before. Set your pre-workout next to your toothbrush. Make it automatic. Discipline becomes effortless when it's pre-decided. Your job isn't to feel ready. It's to eliminate the need to feel anything at all. Make your rules, then live by them. That's how legends are built, one non-negotiable at a time. If this is hitting you, good. That's the point. Most people will click away and keep lying to themselves, but not you. You're still here because deep down, you want more. More clarity, more power, more control. And that starts by surrounding yourself with voices that demand more from you. So do me and yourself a favor. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Not for me, for the version of you who's done tolerating mediocrity. Now, let's go deeper. 5. Embrace the boring until it becomes beautiful. Everyone wants the fireworks. The flashy results, the viral moments, the applause. But the truth is, discipline is forged in the dull. Let me tell you something that will save you years. The ones who win long term, they fall in love with boredom. Because greatness isn't built in grand moments. It's built in the repetition. The daily grind when no one's watching. The quiet hours where it's just you, your standards, and a choice. A boxer doesn't win in the ring. He wins in the 5 a.m. shadow boxing. The 10,000 punches no one sees. The skipped parties, the early nights, the focused mornings. But most people quit when the novelty wears off. They confuse lack of excitement with lack of purpose. Let me tell you, boredom is a doorway. Walk through it enough times and you emerge a different animal. More patient, more focused, more lethal. I used to write for hours and delete everything. No views, no feedback, but I kept showing up. And over time, the boring became sacred. Because I realized repetition isn't punishment, it's preparation. So the next time you're bored, don't run, lean in, because that's where mastery is hiding. 6. Speak to yourself like a king, not a victim. Self-discipline begins with self-talk. If the voice in your head is constantly saying, this is too hard, I can't do this, I always screw things up, then guess what? You're programming failure before you even begin. Victims speak in excuses, kings speak in commands. You are the first voice you hear every morning and the last one you hear before sleep. And if that voice is weak, doubtful, or self-loathing, you're screwed, because no strategy outperforms identity. There was a time I caught myself saying, I'm just not a morning person. Then I realized I was hypnotizing myself with that crap, so I changed it. I wake up early because I'm building something bigger than comfort. And eventually, I became that guy. Not because I forced it, but because I spoke it, lived it, owned it. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your internal dialogue. So watch your mouth, especially when you're talking to yourself. You want discipline? Talk like the man who already has it, and soon you'll start behaving like him. 7. Attach pain to your excuses and power to your identity. Here's the final truth that most motivational crap won't tell you. Excuses aren't just lazy, they're comfortable lies dressed up in logic. You say, I'm tired, but you scrolled for 2 hours last night. You say, I'm too busy, but you haven't scheduled a damn thing that matters. Here's the fix. Start attaching pain to your excuses. When you say, I'll do it later, ask yourself, what will that cost me? What opportunity am I destroying by pushing this off? When you hit snooze, see it for what it really is. You just chose failure over forward motion. Harsh? Maybe. But that's how change happens. When your excuses become disgusting, not comfortable. And here's the flip. Attach power to your identity. Every time you follow through, say to yourself, this is who I am. I do hard things. I'm not average, and I don't act like it. This rewires your brain. Discipline becomes not what you do, but who you are. And that changes everything. Discipline is the highest form of self-respect. Most people think discipline is punishment. They treat it like some burden, some cruel weight the lucky ones can carry. But here's the truth. They're too soft, too coddled, too conditioned to face. Discipline is love, not the weak kind that tells you you're perfect as you are. No, discipline is the kind of love that slaps the excuses out of your mouth. It's the love that says, no, you don't get to waste another year. No, you don't get to destroy your body and call it self-care. No, you don't get to dishonor your potential and still expect peace. Discipline doesn't care about your comfort, it cares about your character. And that makes it the most honest form of love you'll ever experience. It's not about saying no to everything. It's about saying yes to something higher, something sacred, to your standards, to your greatness, to the man you were designed to become before the world softened you. Discipline is resurrection, resurrecting your self-worth, your boundaries, your focus, your fire. And if you want the world to respect you, if you want women to admire you, men to follow you, clients to trust you, then respect yourself first. Respect yourself enough to put down the junk food, to get off. Let's recap the 7 ways to build real, unshakable discipline. 1. Eliminate the option to quit, burn the boats, commit or stay average. 2. Train through resistance. The struggle is the signal, lean into it. 3. Starve weaknesses, feed standards. Audit your environment, purify your inputs. 4. Make it your default, pre-decide everything, eliminate debate. 5. Embrace the boring. Repetition is holy, show up anyway. 6. Speak like a king. Your inner dialogue is your destiny. 7. Attach pain to excuses, crush comfort, rewrite your identity. Now here's your next move. Don't just watch this video, live it. Pick one of these 7 and dominate it for the next 30 days. And if you want more real, raw and unfiltered truths like this, subscribe. Because this channel isn't here to coddle you, it's here to crown you.